All right, goals. In order to explain what my goals are for this Patreon, I think I also need to explain what I'll be doing with the money that I'm raising. So, to clarify, I'm a comic book writer, not a comic book artist. And that means that I pay all of the artists that I'm working with in order to compensate them for their time. And obviously, right now, that's money coming out of my pockets, and I'm hoping that by raising money on Patreon, that will become something that I can afford to do on a regular basis. So my first goal is to get up to $75 per month, and at that amount, I'll be able to hire a letterer to come in and help out with completely different comics. So not only will that mean that the lettering will be of a higher caliber, but it'll also mean that it'll open up about 20 hours of my time that I can spend writing instead of doing the lettering myself. My second goal is to get up to $150 per month, and at that level, I will double the amount of Behind the Hero that I'm currently producing. So from one strip a week to two strips a week. And as a thank you to everyone who helps me get to that level, everyone who is supporting me when I reach that goal will get to write an extra bonus line for me to figure out some way to work that into the Behind the Hero strips. At $300, that is where completely different comics become self-sustainable. So that'll be great. That'll mean that essentially I'll be able to keep creating this forever, which really excites me, and I hope it excites you too. As a thank you, once we reach the $300 goal, everyone who is supporting me will get to pick their favorite completely different comic. I will print up a special version of it for you, sign it, and mail it to you as a special thank you for supporting me early on. At $500, I'm going to double the amount that I pay all of my artists. Really, my artists are very generous to work with me for what I pay them, and I'd really love to be able to compensate them better. And, paying more also ensures that I'll be able to continue working with the highest caliber artists possible. So it'd be really great if we could hit that $500 goal. Then at $1,000 is a goal that I'm especially excited about, as you can tell, because I sat up in my chair. I'm going to launch a new series called Survivor on Infinite Earths, which takes characters from across the multiverse, like Picard from Star Trek, and Bubbles from Powerpuff Girls, Hurley from Lost, Katniss from Hunger Games, maybe some real-life celebrities like Stephen Colbert, and it pits them against each other in the ultimate game show, Survivor. So why do I need $1,000 before I can launch this? Well, it's a big story. There's 16 characters. It takes about 30 issues for each character to get voted off. And so I really feel like it's something that needs to be coming out on a daily basis. Even at one page a day, it still takes more than a year to get to the end and see who wins. And that's kind of the whole point of the story. And I feel like stretching it out any longer than that just wouldn't be doing a service to the Survivor on Infinite Earths idea. So hopefully one day we can hit that $1,000 goal, and I'll be able to afford to pay an artist to pump out a page a day for that. And you guys can all see how great it is because it will exist in the real world instead of just in my mind. All right, then at $1,500, that will give me some extra money to be able to afford to go to a comic book convention once per month. So currently, most of my fans are located on the West Coast because I am located on the West Coast, and so the conventions that I can afford to go to are also on the West Coast. And when we hit the $1,500 goal, I'll be able to afford to fly out and stay at hotels, in the rest of the country and be able to grow my fan base. And inevitably, some of those fans will come support me here on the Patreon, and it'll just build up and up and up and up to greatness. So my final goal, at least for now, is to hit $2,000 per month. And at $2,000 per month, that's where I'll be able to afford to quit my day job and become a full-time force of creativity, a full-time writer. And so as we get closer to that goal, I'll talk more about what that'll mean for you as my fans, what I'll be able to produce for you. But to tease some of it, if you look below, I've got a video about some other projects that I'm really excited to work on in the future. And becoming a full-time writer will just really help open up some time to be able to make even more comics. So hopefully some of those goals are as exciting to you as they are for me. I'm really looking forward to all of the comics that I'm going to be able to create for you, because of your support here on Patreon.